Hi, my name is Juan. I'm the CEO and founder of NAS, Non-Zero Sum Technology. In the last video, we talked about how most people unknowingly playing a rigged zero-sum game in the stock market. But the good news is simple. You can always switch the game. You can move from a zero-sum world to a non-zero-sum strategy where the odds actually tilt in your favor. Today, I'll show you exactly how the NAS AI tools can help you do just that. Let me start with a simple question. If you were 100% certain a stock would rise tomorrow, would you bet your entire portfolio? Of course you would, right? That's what true conviction looks like. But here's the real question. Of all the discipline out there, which discipline actually give you that level of confidence? Price pattern can help with timing, but conviction, the kind that actually let you make big investments, come from knowing what drives the business forward. And the only way to get that kind of insight is through qualitative understanding and the fundamentals. That's how you can expand your circle of competence. Buffett and Munger always say, stay within your circle of competence, but no one ever tell you how to build one. At NAS, that has been our mission, to build the tools that expand your circle of competence, and with it, your conviction in every investment decisions. And while you develop your thinking, AI handles all the groundwork, automate the process, and save your time and attention. First, let me make some observation. With all the technology that we have today, you would expect your circle of competence would naturally grow. But ironically, the opposite may be true. Here are 5 observations. Number 1, we are living in the noise market in the history, and generative AI only amplify everything. There are lots of misinformation, hypes, false experts, and clickbaits, click-driven predictions. Most investors don't have a personal decision framework, so they follow the loudest voice, not the most credible ones. But investing doesn't reward noise, it rewards clarity. And today, clarity is harder to find. Searches, social media algorithms, they prioritize page rank or engagement, not accuracy. So most important skill today isn't just analysis, it's also discernment. Knowing who to trust, what to ignore, and what actually matters. Observation number 2. Many investors also fall into the recency or anchor bias, overreacting to whatever the news dominate the day. One viral headline can drown out everything else. You end up seeing the world through a keyhole instead of the entire landscape. Observation number 3. There is also a rise in retail trading. Commission-free apps like Robinhood made easier than ever, but also push millions of people into relying on technical analysis on short-term day trading or swing trading. Technical analysis is useful, but it is inherently backward-looking. It's like trying to drive only using your rear view mirror. Real conviction comes from qualitative insights, not just charts. Number 4, passive investing has also exploded. More capital blindly follow the index. That means fewer people are actually doing real research, which creates more inefficiency for active investors to capture. And with AI tools, those inefficiencies become even more visible. Passive investors tend to follow, active investors discover, and discovery is where the alpha lives. Number 5. So finally, we have this illusion of AI shortcuts. Cheap tools claim they can tell you what the right stock to buy. Those tools doesn't expand your circle of competence. In fact, they shrinks it. Real investing. There is no one trick. There's no magic button. To win, you must expand your circle of competence. Conviction comes from clarity in your thinking, and how you think comes from your understanding grounded in the truth seeking, and that is the magic formula. So at NAS, how do we do all of this? How do we solve all these problems? We'll give you a system that amplifies the truth, expand your circle of competence, and strengthen your conviction at every step. It begins with a simple structure, our 3-layered investment model. The foundation layer, where we decide what to invest based on the fundamentals. The event layer, where we try to understand the news and the catalysts that impact our thesis. Here, we're using our NAS AI to help us do the discovery. And then on top is our trading layer, where we determine when and how and to enter and exit a position. We covered all this 3-layered approach and how they work together in our last video. But going from concept to implementation is where the real magic happens. And that magic comes from our society of AI agents. Think of them as your own research team. Your analysts, your strategist, your risk manager, and your traders. each specialized in one part of the process. Each agent is also a standalone application, but they also collaborate seamlessly in the backend. Together, they cover the full 7-phase investment cycle at NAS, from discovery to thesis formation, thesis ranking, execution, alpha generation through event layer and technical layer, and then thesis tracking, and finally exit. Now let's take a look at our core agents. First is our social score extractor agent. This agent evaluates the credibility of the management team, analysts, creators, so-called expert, using our expanded BEATS framework. Google has EEAT, stand for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthy. At NAS, we take that step farther with BEATS. BEATS stand for background and experience, expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthy, and source quality and biases. Our goal is simple. We want to filter out the false experts and dramatically raise your signal to noise ratio in terms of information that you're getting. So you don't start with the loudest voice, you start with the most trustworthy one. Before we built this tool, I myself wasted many hours, sometimes days, watching YouTube channels that sounded smart. Only later did I realize their track record isn't that great, or sometimes worse. They keep repeating the same content video after video, wasting a lot of my time. If I had known their credibility upfront and which had the most relevant information, I could save so much attention, so much time for myself. And that's exactly what this agent designed to do, to cut the noise, surf the truth, and give your time back. Our second agent is the SWOT risk tracker. This agent organizes all the credible information into a simple, structured view. You have the bullish signal on one side, you have the risk and bearish signal on the other. You can rank by relevance or timing. Its purpose is to expose your blind spots and prevent the one-story thinking, so you can see the whole board, not just one piece. A perfect example is what happened in April 2025 this year. When the equity market dropped sharply, stock fell all of a sudden based on tariff, based on macro panics. Many investors did what they always tend to do, rotate stocks into bonds for safety. But this time, bond didn't act like a hedge. They crashed also. The long-term US Treasury fell even as the equity sold off. Traditionally, when the stock goes down, the bonds go up. That rule completely broke. The traditional stock-to-bond rotation failed because investors were reacting to only one piece of puzzle, but not the whole picture. What's the SWOT and risk tracker? You would have seen the real macro risk, the rising US yields, the fiscal stress, the global rate instability. All this will be flagged at the top of your dashboard. You would have had to question the old playbook and avoid that painful drawdown. This is the power of thinking with full context. Expand your attention, better thinking, and build a stronger conviction. Our third agent is called the Thinking Flow Analyzer. This agent shows how different experts can interpret the same event. Because the truth is, not everyone reads the same story the same way. It expands your mental models by revealing how different market participants think, like value investors, momentum traders, analysts, industry insiders, fund managers, even contrarian voices. You can see the full spectrum of thinking, not just your own. So while the SWOT and risk tracker expand your awareness of the events, the Thinking Flow Analyzer expand your awareness of how people actually process those events. It can expose the blind spot in your reasoning, highlights alternative interpretations, and sometimes reveal insights you would never consider on your own. This strengthens your thesis and keep your conviction grounded in logic, not biases. Our next agent is the DCF Analyzer. DCF stands for discounted cash flow. Typically, it gives you a price target based on the future cash flow, but it is only as good as the assumption behind the numbers. And those assumptions come from people. So don't just accept an analyst's number because they are the expert. You can use the Thinking Flow Analyzer or your own thesis to understand the logic behind each assumption. You can see where your reasoning aligns with the expert and where it differs. And that's how you can refine your own DCF assumptions using your own input with real conviction. And here's the magic. When your valuation grounded in truth and logic that differs significantly from the broader market, that's when you know you find your edge. And that's the moment your insight turns into opportunity, where your circle of competence pays off. The last agent I will discuss is our trading layer engine. So our proprietary trading engine reads market regimes, momentum shifts, volatility, and liquidity, and work along with our AI agents to capitalize on mispriced short-term and mid-term events. You can auto trade across both equities and crypto markets. You can determine the best execution based on real-time conditions. It is built to turn event-driven signals and price pattern catalysts into opportunities and turn inefficiency into alpha. And as for how it works behind the scene, we're going to keep a lid on that secret sauce for now. So altogether, what does the NAS really give you? Our goal isn't to automate the investment process into a single click. Our goal is to break a complicated process into clear, repeatable steps that can help you think better, see clearly, and act with conviction. AI doesn't replace strategy. AI should amplify your own strategy. Your greatest edge in the market isn't luck. It's your circle of competence. And at NAS, we are here to help you to expand it step by step. That's how you shift from a zero-sum game to a non-zero-sum advantage. And that's how you can win by design and not by chance. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you haven't watched our last video, please make sure you do that. It will set the foundation for everything we covered today. And we are currently in a limited onboarding phase for our alpha users. Early access to our NAS agents is invitational only. So apply today in the link below. Remember, you can't win if you're playing the wrong game. Change the game and win by design. Thank you.